Another video. I am the horror movie guy, and in the last video, I did Friday the 13th mass ranking. But in today's video, I'm going to be ranking all the Halloween movies. Coming up, first is going to be the original Halloween, the cult classic. Obviously going to be an S tier. It's basically the horror movie that started kind of everything. Halloween came out October 25th, 1978, and it's one of the most one of the most memorable films ever to exist. The Shape, aka Michael Myers, has been introduced, and the original idea for the franchise Halloween was going to be an anthology series where every Halloween there's going to be a different event. So it originally wasn't even going to be about Michael Myers in every single one. That's why in the third Halloween season of The Witch, it's not even about Michael Myers. The only reason they did a sequel to Halloween was because they wanted the fans wanted another one. Speaking of Halloween 2 is also going to be an S tier. It is another great movie set in the hospital. Halloween 2 was October 30th, 1981, and it is a great horror movie in general. It happens right after the original Halloween ends, and it like picks up right where it left off. The mask is great in this one, a little dirty. And yeah, moving on to Halloween 3. I know most people do not like this movie because it doesn't have Michael Myers, but Halloween 3 Season of the Witch came out October 22nd, 1982. This movie it basically has to do with an evil corporation that has put weird things in their Halloween masks, such as a pumpkin, skeleton, and a witch. And if they watch this certain channel on Halloween, their head turns into insects and like snakes and all that stuff. And it's a pretty good movie overall. Not as good as the first two, but definitely not at the bottom as most people would say. Then we got Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. I'm going to put this in B. It's above Season of the Witch just because of Michael Myers' return. It's an average movie. I'd say it's not like a bad thing. It's just an average movie. It's probably the most average movie on this list. Halloween, The Return of Michael Myers came out October 21st, 1888. Basically, basically 8 or 7 years after the original, so in between Halloween 2 and Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers, it was a 7-year gap in between the two Michael Myers appearances. And now let's move on to Halloween 5. Halloween 5 is probably in the middle too. Like I like the premise, but the fact that Lori, or no, not Lori, Jamie can't speak throughout like the maybe 45 minutes of the movie. Basically is and the scene when the cops are coming outside of the house basically makes it sound like carnival music, and it's kind of goofy. But again, it's not the best, it's not the worst, it's pretty average. And then after this, Halloween 6. So this was also there's timelines in between Halloween 1 and 2. That is one timeline. Then there's another one where it's Halloween 1, 2, 4, and 5. That is a timeline. Then we have next movie on our list is going to be Halloween, the Curse of Michael Myers. I'm going to put this above this one, above Halloween 5. I like this movie because Michael Myers' kills in this movie are pretty good. The characters are good. Paul Rudd is in this movie, and I think it all just turns out really, really well, and it all works out. And like in the end, and that's the end of this like second, like the second timeline kind of thing that involves the first, second, fourth, fifth, and sixth. So next we have Halloween H2O. I'm gonna put this in A tier. I personally really like this movie. I know some people who are like, this movie's just okay, but I think this movie's pretty good. Follows Jamie Lee Curtis's character, Laurie Strode, going. She works at like a college, and her kid is very like, the kid's very like, why is my mom so like stressed out on Halloween? He knows about Michael Myers, but he doesn't know all of it. But then when Michael Myers comes back, kills all his friends, he's like, oh crap, yeah. After this H2O, we have Halloween Resurrections. I'm gonna put that in C. I know so many people hate this movie, but I personally think it's okay. The kills are okay. The premise of it being in Michael Myers' old house is, it's not the best, but it's not as bad as everyone says it is. And next we have Halloween 2018. I'm gonna put this in S tier. I really like this movie. The fact that it follows Halloween doesn't even include the second one, but it has Halloween, then it skips right to this. Having Michael Myers come back like 40 years later is such a cool idea, and Jamie Lee Curtis in this movie does a great job acting, and her character is so cool. She just is, yeah. Then we have Halloween Kills. I'm gonna put this in A tier. Halloween Kills is probably, it's a good movie. It's a really good movie. I like how it's kind of the same as the sequel to the original Halloween, where it happens like same night. The only part that I dock a couple points for is Jamie Lee Curtis is like in the hospital for most of this movie, and so like she doesn't get a lot of action in this movie. And then Halloween Ends. See, I personally think Halloween Ends is on the same level as Halloween Resurrections. It is a pretty okay-ish movie. It's kind of bad, but it's not like as bad. I know some people really like this movie. I know some people really hate this movie. I'm in the middle. I like it. I like some parts, but the fact that it's not just Michael Myers, it's another kid. It's not the best premise. It's just okay. And like I said earlier, I think I said this earlier. I've not seen the Rob Zombies Halloween 1 and Halloween 2, so I'm not going to be ranking those. So this is my list. If you can please like and subscribe and leave a comment and hit the notification bell, that'd be awesome. And if you want to leave a comment of your own rankings, that'd be awesome. Alright, goodbye and thank you.